Students, what's going on? Let's go over the 8-1 notes. Now, this is kind of a quick review. I'm going to go over these things in class, but here is the online version if you want to look at the notes again. So let's talk about a monomial. What is it? It's a number, or it's a variable, or it's a mix of a number and one or many variables. In my mind, it's one thing all connected by multiplication, all mushed together. So there's kind of a plethora of the letter M. Monomial, multiplied, all mushed together. Now, since there's so many different flavors they could come in, we have to give them a degree. Okay, we basically have to classify them, their power level. They say it's the sum of all the variable exponents. I like to think of it as just the number of variables, okay, if you were to write it out, so to speak, okay? So here's problem number 1 and problem number 2, and also the got it questions, okay? So here we go, right away. We have 5x. That is a monomial. Its degree is 1 because it has a single x right there, okay? Then we have a 6x cubed y squared. That's going to have a degree of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 5 variables. No, there's not. There's only an x and a y. That's x cubed. That's 3 x's, homie. And then y squared, that's 2 more. 3 plus 5 is 2. 4 has a degree of 0. There's no variables, okay? It's a monomial, but it still has a degree, and that degree is 0, okay? So here we go. Here's the got it questions. We have an 8xy. It's a monomial, okay? Its degree is 2. 1x, 1y. 1 is 2. We have a negative y to the 4z. The degree of that would be 5. Okay, and then 11 degree is 0. Okay, no variables. You got no variables. You have no degree. You have no power level. Okay, so that's what the degree is. It's kind of measuring its power level. All right. So the thing about these is that we can add them and subtract them as long as they are the exact same type of monomial. Okay, so here's problem number 2 on page 487. It's 3x squared plus a 5x squared. Think of it as this. If you've got 3 things and 5 things, wouldn't you just have 8 things? Yes, you would. Monomials do not change when you add or subtract them. I will repeat. Monomials, the variables at least, do not change. The number in front will. You're just counting. That's all you're doing. You're counting. 3 things plus 5 things is 8 things. Don't let it get any more confusing than that, even if it looks more confusing than that. Don't let it. They're just numbers. 4 things minus, how many are these? 1 thing. There's an imaginary 1 right there. 4 things minus 1 thing would be 3 things. Okay. Bonus question. What's the degree of these 2 problems? This is a degree of 2. This is a degree of 4. Bonus questions. You bet. 3 and 1 is 4. 2 is 2. Pretty simple stuff. Okay. Let's see here. The guided questions that go along with problem number 2. Already got them written down. Again, if you need to push pause to write down the questions, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Or to write down the vocab words, like as soon as the video started, it was boom, right there. So if you need to push pause, write it down, and then go along with the video. That's a pretty good problem-solving skill right there, or coping mechanism, whatever you want to say. There we go. Got it questions on page 487. We have negative 6 plus 11 things. If you flip that around, that's like 11 minus 6. That would be 5 things. Positive. Your answers could be positive or negative, just like anything else. In this case, that one's positive. We have a degree of 4. Okay. Here we go. We have 2 things minus 7 things. Now make sure it's the exact same combination. And this is kind of complicated. X squared y4, x squared y4. Now, hopefully they don't do this. Now, they might, and I pray they don't. They should always have their monomial groups in the same order. So, like, let's say that was flipped. If this was like y to the 4 x squared, technically that is the same thing as x squared y to the 4. It's just in a different order. Different order, but the same pieces actually is the same monomial. But hopefully they never, ever do that to you, because that's just mean, dude. 2 things minus 7 things would be negative 5 things. What are those things? X squareds, y to the 4. So just think of the variables and their exponents as just the thing you're counting. 2 plus 4, this one has a degree of 6. Okay, that's monomials and their degrees, and then adding and subtracting them. You can do all of those things. There's kind of problem 1 and 2 all mixed into one. So remember, a monomial, one thing all together, mixed, mushed up by multiplication. Okay, it could be a number, could be a variable, it could be a mix of numbers and or variables, or sometimes just variables. Okay, so here we go. And then the degree, again, that's the sum of the variable exponents, or I like to think of it as just the number of variables. Okay, add up all the exponents, that would be the degree. Remember, numbers have no degree because they have no variables. Okay, that's problem 1 and problem 2.